Hi, hello, and welcome back to yet another video on my channel. And today we're going to do the off the top of your head book tag. And the thing is, I thought, okay, it would be a nice idea to just do a little fun book tag, because I did very much with TBRs and so on, so I just thought it may be a nice change of pace, so we're doing this. I will link the questions down below, and I just want to say I watched other videos of this tag, and Jessie the reader said that a library mouse created this tag, but I have no idea like if that creator of the tag has a YouTube channel, because I looked it up and I didn't find anything. So I will link other videos down below, and maybe I will find the original creator as well, and then I'll link them down below as well. But I think I'll just get started, because this time I don't want to yap all that much, because we need some videos that are, I don't know, under 30 minutes. That would be great. Okay, the first question is favorite picture book as a child. And the thing is, growing up in Germany is fun. Maybe not. For me, it was... I actually have no recollection of my childhood whatsoever. Like, I have bits and pieces, so these kind of questions are always, I don't know, making me think, because I have no idea. But as I was thinking some more, I actually thought of The Very Hungry Caterpillar, in German Die kleine Raupe nimmersatt. That was a book that I quite liked back then, because I only remember this book because in preschool I was like, oh yeah, I want to like create a caterpillar myself. So I did this in preschool. Well, preschool, kindergarten, I don't care, you know what I mean. But that's the picture book that I am thinking of, because that's the only picture book I remember ever having read in my life. I know it's about a caterpillar, but I have no idea how that story goes. Maybe I should buy that book and like read it again, but I don't know if I really need that in my life, if I'm quite honest. So that's that, I guess. And the second question is series you loved as a child. The thing is, I can't, like I said, I can't remember much from my childhood, and when it comes to series, I have no recollection whatsoever. I don't know, I don't really think that I read series back as a child, so I can only talk about the series growing up as like a teenager. So for me it would be the Harry Potter series. Sorry for the mention. The thing is, we're going to do this. It's quite bent and quite... I just destroyed this book while reading it over and over again over the years, because that's this book is my favorite book of the series, and I kind of want to just cross out the author's name, but I don't know, it was just my favorite growing up. That's all I have to say to that. But another mention, it's not a series, but I just know that in elementary school we read the book Die Zugmaus, which would translate to, well, the train mouse. I know that we read that book, and it was about a mouse who, I don't know, traveled with a train to different countries, I guess. Huh. I have no desire to look it up, if I'm quite honest. But I don't know, that's a book that just popped in my head right now. It's not even a series, but it's a book that I liked as a child, apparently. Maybe it was the least annoying book that I've read from everything I had to read from school. So, who knows? And now we're going to discuss the worst book you have read or tried to read. Okay. Any German book I've ever tried to read for myself, or every German book that I had to read because of school. I simply don't like reading in German, sadly. It's apparently not my thing. Well, I started out reading in German, but I'm just fully in, well, my English reading era for like a decade now, so, and I don't think that that will change. But the worst, I have two books, if I'm being honest. First, The Trial of the Sun Queen, which I tried to read this year, but I DNF'd it, so I tried to read it. I just know that it pissed me off. I thought it was quite, I don't know, a little bit juvenile, and I didn't care whatsoever, and somehow it was kind of iffy too. I just didn't have a good feeling while reading the pages that I read, and was like, nah, I don't want that. But I really did try my best, but it's just not for me. And another book that I have tried to read with a friend as a buddy read, which is The Book of Night by Holly Black. Back when it released, the two of us, I don't know, went to get our copies or our ebooks and tried to read it, and we both DNF'd it. What can I say? I can't even remember what it's about. I just know that the premise sounded good and the writing was good as well, but I just didn't care whatsoever. It was just especially after reading the Cruel Prince series. I was like, yeah, no, that's not it. And that's quite frankly okay. So these are the books that I would classify as the worst, but well, they're not the worst books that were ever written, but they're just not for me. And now, your favorite reading or book memory. I have a few of these. One of them would be this again, because this book set, the entire series, was a gift from my grandma for Christmas a few years ago. And I don't know, I was just so happy to have all the books, because I did read some of the books in German, but never finished the series and watched the movies and so on. And then I finally got my hands on the English copies, which my grandma gifted me. And I just had the best time reading book after book after book, back to back to back. And I can remember sitting in a living room with my book, and then just the pages flowing by, like the sun was up and I was reading, the sun went down and I was reading. So I just had the best time reading these books in English for the first time. So it's just a really nice memory for me personally. And I have, well, a few other memories as well. More recently, like reading Voice of Tommen, or reading any Emily Henry book, or just reading all the books that make me cry, because I don't know, somehow always when a book makes me cry, it's getting ingrained in my brain, and I don't know, I have such fond memories to that actually when I cry because of a book, because I don't know, a book allowing me to have these kinds of emotions, and I don't know, I think it just does something to me, if I'm being honest. Every time I cry, it's a very good book, like most of the times, so no regrets. I am a crybaby. And it's funny to say, yeah, crying while reading a book is one of my favorite book memories. But I stand by that. I love being an emotional little baby. Why did I want to trauma dump right now? Inappropriate. Oh my god. I have yet another book, Looking for Alaska, but the German edition, because back then I read in German. That was a book that I devoured as well, and was like, oh my god, John Green, you are a genius. Since then I've never read another book by John Green, so I don't know. Should I read Looking for Alaska in English? Because I only read the German edition? That could be nice, in all honesty, because it is definitely a decade since I've read the German edition, so maybe I'll do this sometime this year or next year, I have no idea. Okay, book you loved as a movie, and this is Me Before You. For sure, I really loved the book, but I have to say I watched the movie first and then got the book, and then I cried my heart out, my eyes out, everything. This book was brutal. The movie was brutal as well. It was absolutely amazing. I love it. It's so good when books make me cry. And Me Before You was such a great movie, I think. And I really love like Emilia Clarke. I mean, that's a big plus. And what was his name? Sam, I don't know his name. The guy plays Finnick in the Hunger Games, I think. Wasn't that the same guy? I think so. Me Before You, I liked it. And book you wish they made into a movie. I have so many. But, well, People We Meet on Vacation. I can never stop talking about this book. But the thing is, they are making this into a movie. So I practically can't answer this book for this question. But I just had to, I don't know, get my grabby hands on my favorite book by Emily Henry again. So I'm going to say the book I actually want, which would be Funny Story by Emily Henry. I would like to see every Emily Henry book adapted as a movie. This would be so nice because Emily Henry writes such good books, and I think Funny Story could be such a great movie because I think, in all honesty, that Funny Story, from all the books I've read from her by far, is objectively the best book. Even though People We Meet on Vacation is my personal favorite, I think that's the best book. I can say this. Like, it's my second favorite book. This is still my absolute favorite. It's my baby. It's everything. I want to yap about it forever. But Funny Story, I want to praise this book forever. Do I have any other books? The thing is, I would like the Chestnut Springs series as some form of adaptation, like movies or anything. Does that happen? I have no idea. No, Rose Hill, I have no idea. If I'm being honest, I have no idea. And another book that I would like to see is This Summer Will Be Different, because I think that would be such a great movie. It would be such a great movie. I have to reread this book. It was so good. I have to do a video about all the books I want to reread. Yes. Oh yes, that's definitely going to be a video. Yes. Okay. Book character you'd like as a friend. So many. Literally every book has at least one character that I would like as a friend. From the Shatami universe, like Kenji or Aaron or Juliet. All of these would be such great friends. Well, Aaron depends. But I love him, so I'm okay. Jasper from the Chestnut Springs series for sure. Oh my god, I love my baby Jasper. I think would be such a great friend. And who else? Hannah from The Deal by Al Kennedy. And who else? Oh yes. Oh god. Wes and Liz from Better Than the Movies. These would be such good friends. Like, love them. All of these characters, if I'm being honest. So good. And who else? I have so many characters from the Boys of Tommen series, of course, but also like from my fantasy series that I like. I think Aelin would be such a great friend. Aelin, oh my god, yes. Or Rowan, yes, definitely. Or Dorian. In all honesty, Kale would be a damn good friend. As a friend, the loyalty he shows Dorian, that's the kind of loyalty I deserve. And who else? I have no idea who else. Oh no, a book. Evangeline from Once Upon a Broken Heart. Love her, she's my baby. oh my god, she would be such a good friend because I have the exact same thoughts about love. And I'm not ashamed of that. Okay. These were all the characters for now. And now, quickly, a place you want to visit because of a book you read. A place I want to visit. So many. So many places that I want to visit. In all honesty, I want to visit here everything Birth of Torment mentions. But I also want to visit Prince Edward Island. Yes, that's the name, I think. I want to go there desperately. I looked it up the other day and was like, oh wow, that's actually gorgeous. And I literally envision it exactly that way, so need to visit. And I don't know, just different countries. Maybe all the places people meet on vacation had for sure. And what happens in Amsterdam? Like, I want to visit Amsterdam so bad because it's just so beautiful, so pretty, and I want to visit every place they mentioned. And like every fantasy world that I ever liked, I would love to, I don't know, explore Terrasen or Valaris and every other fantasy world that you can imagine, if I'm being honest, because how cool would that be? And a non-fiction book you would recommend? I haven't read that many non-fiction books, so the only book that I remember reading is the one book by Mark Manson. It's about not giving a shit. Mark Manson. Mark Manson. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That's the book. But in all honesty, my rating isn't all that great, so I don't know if I would recommend it. I have no non-fiction book that I could recommend, but I want to start to try and read memoirs, so maybe in the future I would recommend a memoir right here, but for now I have nothing. And now to the last question. If you could hang out with an author all day, who would you pick and why? For this question, I can easily say, of course, the Queen, Emily Henry. I could listen to her yap about anything and everything she wants, and I would gobble it all up and sit there like, I don't know, she just presented me with the greatest gift ever, because her presence would be the greatest gift ever. Like, Emily Henry, for sure. It would be such an honor to ever meet her someday, and I think she would be so nice to spend time with. Rachel and Solomon as well. I think she would have such great stories for some kind of reason. I think she would be so incredibly nice as well. But for some, Brandon Sanderson as well. I can't say why, because I haven't read all that much by him. I have read one book, but I think he would be a great person to hang out for one day and just look over his shoulder and just, I don't know, talk to him about anything. I think it would be so cool to talk with Brandon Sanderson about world building and stuff like he does in the videos, but back and forth. That would be cool. And do I have any other author that I would spend a day with? Probably yes. Carly Fortune, for sure. Like, I think that would be just amazing. I think she seems like such a sweet soul. Elsie Silver as well. I think that so many female authors, especially that I read, would be such great people to spend a day with, because I think they have so many experiences in their lives and the way they write the stories, that I just think that, I don't know, spending a day with them would be just like reading a book they write, because of the kind of vision they have. Like, I think they would have a vision of the kind of day they would spend with someone, and I kind of dig that. I think so many of them would have so many great food places we would go to, and yeah, that would be quite amazing. And I think that is all for this video. I can't believe it. I am under 30 minutes. Thank you so much. But I'm always yapping way too much when it comes to these videos, but I also am kind of talking a little bit slower, so I think that's fine. So, I hope you're all having a great day. I hope that I will link the questions like down below and everything else that I mentioned. And yeah, bye bye. Hi, hello. What the fuck? Why am I red? What the fuck? The Vengry. What is wrong with me today? Oh my god, I can't speak correctly whatsoever.